Oh. Oh.
Okay, we got somebody here. I'm working on a new demo wood setup, so I'm going to video live stream the whole thing. Yeah, it's not dark yet, but that's coming. Okay. Try to get it as close as possible. By the way, the saw, 2834 Milwaukee. It's their latest 7 1/4 size with 8-amp forge, drop 1 bar. How many people we got? Now just 1. What a thrill. Hey, building a new workstation. Okay. Don't have too much more cutting to do. (2834-20) Sidewinder. This came out a year ago. 8-amp forge. Dropped one bar, but not on this. Okay. Okay. Now, gonna have to finish cutting it. Gonna have to finish cutting it with reciprocating saw. Figure out where to do this at. Well, I think I can do it here. Let me get a reciprocating saw. Milwaukee one-hand reciprocating saw. Not too bad. Now we're gonna build it. Okay. It's a nice little one-hand reciprocating saw. It's not the super saw, but hey, this will do. Okay. Be there in a minute. Okay. This is what we're building. Okay. That looks decent. Close enough. That way then, I don't have this 4 feet wide, just 2 feet wide when I'm doing YouTube. Okay. Okay. How's it going, guys? Okay. Now, we might as well start the... Nah, we won't start that yet. This is going to be... we're going to be testing my latest edition. Anybody ever heard of Works? They advertise on YouTube a lot if you watch tool videos. Well, I got this. I've been seeing their videos for months. This little drill, 500 inch-pounds. This little 4-amp battery, tabless cells. This is actually tabless cells in here. I looked at this. I looked at the picture of the cells that they show on the box. You know, the same cells that Cena runs in their batteries. So these are tabless cells in here. Nice little compact drill driver, and they make hammer drill too. And they also make a high torque impact wrench. We're going to be running all my compact drills against each other on this. When I get finished building, we flip it. Okay. Now, let me get fasteners. Gonna run the DeWalt 870 hydraulic. Okay. Probably would help if I clamp this down too. Okay, let's get some clamps. Okay. Let's kill this light. Real soon I'll have to bust a big flex light out. I haven't built a workstation in a while. Not since last summer. Well, I built easy ones, and well, actually, this ain't the other one I built that I'm still going to be using. By the way, not only did I get that, the new Work circular saw just hit the market. This is brushless, 6,100 RPMs, they say. Even though I've too much plastic, but well, what do you expect? It all depends what motor's in here. That'll be more RPMs than even the Milwaukee, and half the price. But we won't be running that circular saw until I come up with another blade for it. I'm not going to run the original factory blade on it. I'd rather run a Diablo. Yeah, I'd rather run a Diablo. I've already got Diablo, some other saws. As for running a nitrous, no, that ain't going to happen. I've already got a nitrous blade on order. Okay. One. Where are they at? Here they are. With a snake, they would have been me. And this is quiet hydraulic. These are only 4-inch. Put it right here. I don't think this is stressing this out. It's only a 4-inch timber lock. Make sure this holds together. I'm figuring 4 should be it. Nope, didn't come out. That one is stripped. Or, let me get another bit in here. This is for strip bits. Sometimes it strips the bits. There we go. Looking good. Battery only lost 1 bar right now. Let's see if it comes back. I see Tinker with Tools just tested DeWalt XR DCD against Milwaukee 3601 like -20 like I have. And the 4-amp power pack is the most powerful battery out of the small compact batteries DeWalt makes. Okay. Now, okay. Got plenty of room. As long as I can put my rubber piece back on. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. This way also, this plywood here is a little bit wider than these boards. You know, these 6x6s, it won't put pressure on them. It's only going to put pressure on the plywood. So I don't have problems with putting fasteners in and out. Okay, there we go. Now, make sure we get it in. I have to back it out just a little. Okay, now let me gather. The drills are already over here waiting. So, I'm going to start the testing. I suppose we could drive these. Suppose I should get the light. Okay. Now, we'll just put little holes with these in, probably let them stay, and then start driving bigger fasteners. And we'll use 2 rows for drilling, I guess, or we'll get another piece of wood out and drill with it. Okay, first thing, let's start with what I think is the most powerful drill out of the bunch. I think it's the new 801. Then, In order to make this even, we're going to be running the Middle Brothers battery on the 3601-20 brushless. So that way then, because the smallest Milwaukee battery I have, hey, how's it going? One. Like I say, the smallest Milwaukee battery I have is a 6 amp forge, and that's too much. So we'll make this kind of fair. Okay. So, okay, we'll run that. And I'm guessing the next most powerful one would be the Flex FX 13. Hard time seeing. Let me get my light. No, 1231. This is the compact hammer drill that came out 2 years ago. So, okay. Now, let's get the adapter. Run this one. I'm going to throw some light on the subject shortly. Okay. One, two, three. Nope. Nope. Okay. We got it. How's it going, guys? Okay. Now, find out more. Yeah. Just in case, even though I don't like using it, just in case, the one that's not supposed to strip, but it ends up stripping, let's not use it. Okay. Now, we got, actually, let's stick with the same two long ones instead of running this stubby. Okay. I haven't taken the flex out in a while. I probably did some today I shouldn't have done. I sold my flex angle grinder, but I got too many angle grinders. You know, I still got 3 left, so I'm good. Some guy needed it. Oh well. And I needed the cash money too. I've been replacing my old, couple-year-old power tools with new ones. That's one way. You sell about $4,000 worth of power tools and you get about $2,200, $2,300 for them. Then you buy some new ones. Of course, it's only a third as many. Instead of having 20 power tools, you might have 8 or 9 or 10 maybe. I've already sold 20. Okay. Now, let me find here they are. My glasses. Okay. And I don't think we need to throw the light on anything yet. Okay. Let's run the DeWalt first. Get another fastener out. This is the 801. Came out about a month and a half, 2 months ago. The 4-amp power pack, fully charged. Okay. Let us run right here. Okay, now, this is the Flex 1231, 2 amp stacked lithium. It's the smallest stacked lithium battery they make. And they make right now. They're not going to make anything smaller than this. Speed 2. Wow, that really sunk it. I can even bring it back up. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn that light on in a few minutes. We took 2 of them out. Now, let me figure out what's next. Probably I'm guessing, well, the new works is 500 inch pounds. The Bauer is about 475, 500. So let us actually, yeah, let's run the Bauer. And let's run the Milwaukee brushless. Okay. This is my second Bauer. The first one I had to warranty it. Snapped the bolt inside the chuck. This is just a drill driver. And of course I'm running a rigid battery on it to make it even. Okay. It should stay on. They guaranteed to stay on. Okay. Let us run it here. Okay, let's pull the battery off. It's never good to let the battery stay on a tool with the battery adapter. You'll drain the battery. Okay, now let's run the Bauer. Right here. That was weak sauce. And that was in speed too. But the only battery I got for this is their 5 amp battery, and this is only 18650 cells. This tablet cells. Okay. This is also probably the biggest drill out of the bunch. Okay, I think it's time to throw some light on the subject. There we go. Some light. Okay. Now, we only got 2 left. Let's run the new works. I'm pretty sure I got all the drills out here. Yeah. I only got 6. Okay. Got some air. See what people are saying. Hey guys, how's it going? Okay. Now, this is a third generation Milwaukee M12 fuel. It's 400 inch-pounds. Okay. Let's go with the Milwaukee first. In speed 2, in drill mode. Okay. Now let's go with the new work. I think that was kind of weak. This drill's not even broke in yet. Now, let's just let everything stand. We'll move it all last. Okay. Now, okay. How's it going, guys? Now let me figure out what I'm going to run now. This will be one of them, but I have to put it, I only got 2 of them. Okay. Time to break out more fasteners. Now let's start this all over again. This time we'll start with the weakest drills first. This is the weakest one, I'd say. I don't know. I think they were awful close, even though this is 20 volts. But this does have a 5 amp hour battery. It's the best battery Milwaukee makes for the M12 because Milwaukee, in their great wisdom, decided not to come out with a forged battery yet. So that was a bummer. I watched Pipeline on Thursday. So, okay. Now, I suppose we could drive these. Probably all along here and back. Each drill will have a shot at it. Let me come up with the bits. Yeah, they decided in their great wisdom not to bring a forged battery out for the M12 line. Everybody was hoping for it. And I was kind of hoping that they'd come out with a battery in their 18-volt line, kind of like they have the middle brother right here, Home Depot, Rigid, the Edge battery for Ryobi. Why not Milwaukee make a 4 amp forge? I don't know. I don't run the company. It'll take them what? Probably a month to come up with it, since they got those batteries done. They run the same cells. Okay. Now, I don't like that. It made a funny noise, but still in drill mode. Okay. Okay, this is the I need my light. It's the third generation M12 fuel. 3404-20. This came out back in the end of 22. Okay. Now, let's run all along the back. Let's start here. Now, that's as far as it'll go in speed 2. Won't go any further. Okay, let's see if the works could put it in any further in speed 2. No, let's finish driving it in. It's going to get in my way. Speed 1. Okay. We all know it ain't going to remove it. Battery's still fully charged. I kind of doubt the works that they'll put it in speed 2. Make sure. Speed 2. Wow, it's even worse. Speed 1. Wow, even weaker than the M12. Okay now. Battery's still fully charged. Now, let's go get the other drills. No, I got to remove these. That's right. Got to remove them. Okay. Let's remove the opposite one. And speed 1. Now the M12. No wonder I said speed 2. But man, this won't do it. Okay. I think this is actually weaker than the M12. Well, it's not even broke in yet. This has some hours on it. I was using this for 3 years ago when it came out to do some work around my mom's house. So it's got some hours on it, but not as many as a professional, but still. It seems to be kind of a little weak. Okay, now let's switch these out. So I like the stabless cells. Not bad for works. And you know, when you buy their batteries, all you need to do is buy another one for 40 volts and 2 more. You have 4 batteries for an 80 volt. You know, you have another one for like a chainsaw that has 40 volts. You buy 2 more for 80 volts for a lawnmower. You don't need to buy any more batteries than these. They don't make big batteries. Okay, let's put these off. Okay. Now, let's go with the next one. Okay. Okay, I'm sure I got there. Let me mark everything. I'll use some chalk. Right here. I chalk. Okay. Now these holes are pre-drilled. Okay. Let's go with the bow wower from Harbor Freight. Let's see if it can do speed too. I kind of doubt it. Now here's the Milwaukee. Okay. They're a little hot. Speed 2, screw mode. Harbor Freight, you can get this. Battery and a charger, about $100. Well, it went down pretty far for speed 2. Let's turn to speed 1. Okay. Now, let's go with the Milwaukee with a rigid battery on it because it's 4 amp hours. Let's make sure we got everything. Yep. This is just a drill driver, not a hammer drill. Well, that's speed 2. Let's go speed 1. Okay, now let's remove the opposite ones. And I'm going to wear gloves now. As soon as I figure out what I did with it. Right here. Okay. Remove the opposite. And speed 1. Okay, now the bower. And speed 1. Okay. Say, Milwaukee, screwed up. They should have made a 4 amp hour forged battery. Here I am putting one of their only rigid battery that comes with tabless cells, 4 amp. How hard would it be for Milwaukee to make a battery, fit it in their color case, same cells are running on all the batteries because it's all TTI, so you won't have to put an adapter on. And you imagine these little smaller tools from Milwaukee, you could be running a 4 amp forged battery on it. To me, that would be way better than a 6 amp forge. Way better. But of course, Milwaukee doesn't listen to anybody. Okay. Now, figure out where I put it. Let me look. These are kind of warm. Oh, still in the drill. That would help. But like I say, they need to make a 4 amp forged battery. Yeah, the light won't do me a bit of good. Not unless that light's a laser. Now, if they had a laser drill, yeah. Drill a hole through something in what? 2 seconds? Yeah, I'm sure somebody's got one. Okay. Now, let's move on. We've already did the other ones. Let's chalk these off. I think we did them. But we skipped something. Yeah. Let's move on to the last 2 drills. Okay. Now let's run the flex. This is their compact drill. Speed 2. £650 inch-pounds. That's what you get. Now the 801 with the anti-kickback. Wow. Let's give it another shot. I know it could do better than that. Then we'll redo the flex. That was too easy. Okay, remove it with the DeWalt. Okay, now we can always try another one in back too. Now it was too hard. Well, let's go for speed 1. Time to turn the light on so I can see what my dog's doing. Looks like sleeping. Really cool here now in Illinois. None of this 100 degrees crap. Okay, let's drive it. Speed 1 with the flex. Now, remove the opposite. Now, the DeWalt. Speed 2, I doubt it'll do it, but let's try the 801. I didn't think so. What do you know? The anti-kickback, anti-rotation didn't kick in. Oh, never mind. This ain't the 801. This is a 794. Here I am saying this is the 801. If this was the 801, it'd be mopping everybody up. That's right. I'm comparing all the drills that are closest together. So this has been the 794. No wonder why it doesn't have anti-kickback. But still, it seems like it's... I know it's stronger than the Milwaukee M12 Fuel, 3rd generation. I know it's stronger than the Works. I know it's stronger than the Bauer. I swear it's just as strong as that Milwaukee with 550. And it feels like it's just as strong as the Flex. I kept looking at this. This is a 794. This is the Atomic. It packs a punch to keep up with 650 and the other ones. And no anti-kickback on it, which is awesome. And if this is the 801, it would have mopped up everybody. Here I've been thinking it's the 801. It's a 794. I got so many of these drills. DeWalt, I have 794. The new 803. 794, new 803, the 801, the 805, and the 1007. I have 5 of their drills. I'm not going to get the 806. I never bought the 800. So, okay, now let's move on. I should have been able to tell this is plastic chuck. I want to replace this chuck with if I could take this chuck off this bower, I think it'll fit. Looks like it'll fit to me. And then put it on the DeWalt. Or I'll buy a new one for here. Maybe I'll buy a new one because you can go aftermarket, a nice steel chuck. Because this is plastic and it bugs me. It bugs me. Here I thought it was the 801. My bad. But it's keeping up with the other ones. Because it's a DeWalt. Okay. Even though the flex should be the most powerful, and I'll have to time all this out. But it should be. Okay. We removed those. Now we got rid of these. Okay. Now what's next? Let's see here. Just leave those other fasteners in right now. I don't really care. Okay. Now we can run just bigger ones through. You put all this away. That was a 794 doing all this. Oh man, this drill's awful small, but it is a little bit smaller than the 801 and the 800 because it's called the Atomic. Actually, I'm kind of impressed with it. Actually, I'm kind of impressed with the 803. Okay. Now, we figure out what we're going to run next. Okay. How's it going, guys? 43 of you. Okay. Now, let's run. How long I've been online? About 58 minutes. Well, we're going to run 2 of each. Yeah, we'll run the small ones too. Okay. Like I say, that little 794 impresses the crap out of me. And I got that on sale over about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, $112. They were discounted in a kit because they're probably not going to be making them too much anymore. You know, chips. Anybody want some wood chips? Those are good for using for spacers. Okay, let me see what we need here. Now, that is tight. Now, what is it? 9/16. 9/16. Okay. Now let's make sure we go the same length. Okay. Let's go with the small ones first. One apiece. One apiece for these, and we'll remove them. Okay. Now, let us start with the strongest drills. Can't believe this 794 has more power than that Bauer. Then again, it does, even though on paper, this should be weaker. That Bauer's weaker than this. And with this kit, of course, the BIS battery didn't come with it, but a little 2 amp hour did. That Bauer is probably the same price, and you know, Harbor Freight, they're making money hand over fist. So, okay, let's go with the Flex. The Flex. Man, speed too, I doubt it'll do it, but if we go with previously drilled holes, but we try to make them tight, maybe we'll run the first 4 here. Okay, let's go with the 794. I didn't realize this was a little 794. I like this drill. I mean, this is an Atomic series. And this battery fits it perfect. This little 4 amp power pack. Oh man, you got a little drill with a little powerhouse battery. Like I say, I think his name now. His name will come to me. He just did the test today, but he was using a 801 versus the Milwaukee brushless. Tinker with tools. And I agree with a lot of guys. This 4 amp power pack is the battery to have for lightweight drills. Maybe even big drills if you don't want to be. I mean, I probably will do a test one day with the 1007 and see how this does, but this is basically less than half the size of the 8 amp power pack. Okay. Let's do this. Let's run the Flex first. In speed 2, and we'll put it here. Okay, cut out. Now, let's compare it to the 794. Put it here. Make sure it's in speed 2. Yep. And in drill mode, because there is no hammer mode. That would be 799. Little bit taller than the Flex. Okay, now speed 1. Now the Flex. Heard the wood crack on that one. And this little 2 amp power stack, I'm not power stack, I get them confused. This little 2 amp stacked lithium from Flex is worth $109. Now, when I bought it last October, it was only $100, went up $9. That's inflation. But this battery, it fits this drill just right. And it fits all their small impact drivers and impact wrenches just right, because look how small this is. This is little 2 amp stacked lithium. Way smaller than the 3.5. Okay, now let's remove. I think we'll do the opposite one. Let's just go here. Okay, the 794. I don't know. Tell you one thing, it's awful close. This for much smaller drill too. I mean, see how much smaller the 794 is than the compact flex. This only has like speed 1, Christensen, the electrician. This has like some really nice power in speed 1, and this probably has a little bit more. Of course, it's 24 volts, but I have the smallest battery that they make for it that's worth running. Or that 2.5 regular 18650 is a piece of crap. Okay, now let's see. Still fully charged on the 2 amp stacked lithium. And the 4 amp power pack, still fully charged. Okay. Now, let's move up to the 2 next contenders. The Bauer, which out of all the tools, I don't know. It's about the middle of the road. Okay. And of course, here's the brushless, Milwaukee, with my rigid battery because they won't make a 4 amp forge. Okay. Wish they would. How hard it would be for the Milwaukee to do it? What, a month? A week? All they'd have to do is take these cells, because they run all the same cells on this, the Ryobi and their batteries, these tablets, and just put them into a forge small case. Just one row. Wouldn't be hard. And they can charge, let's see, this is 120. They can charge probably, I'd be willing to go as high as, well, let's see. The new 4 amp power pack is going for about, with a charger, 220. Now, if Milwaukee did a 4 amp forge, M18, fuel 4 amp forge, with a battery charger, I'd be willing to go the same price, about 220 bucks. Or battery alone, I'd be willing to go to 190. Battery's getting to be damned expensive now. Everything's going up because of inflation. Okay. The only thing not going up is gasoline. Now, let us run here. This looks tight. And this looks tight. This is tight. And this is tight. Okay. But this might be too tight. This hasn't been touched yet. Now, speed 1, huh? They'll see how far it'll do in speed 2. Not too bad. This little tablet cell battery. A little warm. Okay, the Bauer. Let's try to find one just as tight. Looks like this. If I can get a grab on it, that is. I think that was cheating, but it went in. And that was in speed 2, but let's retry that. Let's see if the Milwaukee could put it all the way in. Nope. Let's see if the Milwaukee can remove it. Nope. Okay. Bet you could do it in speed 1. Okay, that's a hot one. Okay, let's just put it here. Now, let's try to do this with the power. And speed too, I doubt it. We haven't used these holes yet. Okay, now let's go to speed 1. Crack the wood. Now let's remove it. And speed 1. That's a hot one. Just a little crack. Okay, you two. What are you barking at? I heard somebody screaming. Okay. Let's finish putting this in with the Milwaukee. Now let's remove it. Bigger with tools is right. This little Milwaukee non-fuel has more power than what you think. And of course, it would be nice if they had a 4-amp forged battery for it. That's my complaint. Okay, let's move on to the 2 last ones. And we'll get 2 new fresh bolts, because those things are starting to get pretty hot. Make sure I take the battery off. So far, the rigid tablet cell battery is still fully charged. Milwaukee needs to make it. How much does it cost them? What? To retool? Make a new plastic shell? They could probably almost, well, they couldn't quite fit that into the case for their little 3-amp one that's got 21,700. They have to make it probably a little bit bigger. But how much would it cost them to make a new battery? What, $100,000? $200,000? Maybe they even make it even stronger than the other 4-amp from the rigid and the Ryobi. Little extra juice in it, so it almost runs like an 8. Okay. Cost them $1 million? Big deal. Spend the money. These companies have write-offs. I don't like this chuck. But it takes a while to get used to. Okay. What are you doing, Cole? Now, these are the weakest ones. Let's not use these. Okay. Let's put these. Let's run them on all these holes and see what they'll do. Let's start here with speed 2, 3rd generation M12 fuel. Well, came out. And boy, did that go in too. Let's try another one. Now let's remove. See if we can remove in speed 2. Keep doing that. Now I'm going to have to wear a glove. Now we run the next 2. We'll break this drill in. That's speed 1. Speed 2 on the new works. Wow, wouldn't even do it. Okay, speed 1. No wonder why it came out. Let's retighten it. Now, let's try to remove it. I sure felt that on my side when it kicked me. Let's try it on speed 2. Let's move the M12 out of the way. Let's run it here. Speed 2. Let's try another one. Right here. Oh, that's a hot one. Let's try another one. Just want to break this drill in. Tools with Soul says you got to break all your tools in. I kind of believe him. He's been using power tools since he was in the construction work he was in. This one ain't too bad. Let's try it here. Try another one. Right about here. And that's in speed 2. Now let's try to remove them. Nope. I felt that too. That's a little booger. Nope. Speed 1. Okay, now let's try the M12. Even though this drill is well broke in speed 2. Let's get the other glove. How many people we got here? Down to 20 something. Okay, we're going to end this shortly. What do you know? They need to make a forged battery for the M12 series too. Now let's see if the other drill can remove. In speed 2. Speed 1. Breaking this in. I got a big gut. This does pack a little bit of a punch. Let me check the temperature on it. You always check the motor on a drill. Getting pretty warm. Getting pretty warm. She's getting pretty warm. Pretty warm. Yep. Well, I think this drill just needs it needs to get broke in. So that's, I think, all it needs. So it's a nice little drill, but to be honest with you, I think I overpaid for it. But I got to add something to the collection. Not many guys have these tools on YouTube. I am kind of a big channel of 51,000 subscribers. I'm not the guy with 5 subscribers. So, and this is a tabless battery and it has not run down yet. And it's the same cells as the Scener. So there's 4 cells in there. Not bad. And I'm going to be trying to drill out. If not tomorrow, the drill out. I'm going to be trying the new circ saw out, you know. Let me bring it back over here. Like I say, they claim 6,100 RPMs out of this 7 1/4. I don't know. Maybe they got some special juice in the motor. But this thing don't weigh squat because plastic, plastic, plastic. But hey, got a nice for spitting out all the debris. So now this with the battery wasn't cheap. $200 with this battery here. But they do make bigger batteries, and I can get an adapter to run a DeWalt battery on this. So then I would run the 4-amp power pack, which would be about the same as this. So it's either tomorrow or Monday we'll be running this, and we won't be using it on this. We're going to cut some wood up, and then we're going to compare it against. I got an idea here. The 2834. We'll compare them. $450. $220. Milwaukee, and they say this is 6,100 and this is 6,000. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see if this actually spins 6,100 and can keep up with this. I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay. Eric the Bearded Tool Guy signing off, but I doubt it'll keep up with it, but who knows, maybe it will. But I got to get blades. I'm going to have to get, like I say, I might even buy 2 other Diablo demo demons, 1 for each. And then we'll have both blades even. So then it's all up to the saw. Or we'll just leave the thick kerf on the 2834 and see what it does. Okay, Eric the Bearded Tool Guy signing out.